Okay, we're at Patterson Point now, and this is a good place to start because this is indicative of the myth that it's primarily wave action that has been causing our erosion on our points. Now, unfortunately, since this project went in and it funnels the waves in weird directions, we do have the thing now where the project itself is focusing wave action on the shoreline. But as you can see, oh look, we're right in front of the shell piles, which are doing absolutely nothing to stop this erosion, because the erosion is coming from the sidewalk. Now, we love our path in Navy Point. Absolutely love it, and we're so grateful to the people that had the vision to incorporate it for us. But it doesn't take rocket science to know that impermeable surfaces create erosion. And when it storms, here's another tree that we've lost. This is very recent that this tree has been dying like this. The sheet water runs off this sidewalk. I mean, it's like a waterfall, especially at Gibbs Point. It's actually worse at Gibbs Point than it is in Kalash in general, or excuse me, Patterson. But in Patterson, we do have a couple of really good instances. Coming up on this gully. Now, does this look like something that wave action is causing, or is the same stormwater runoff that's damaging the sidewalk creating this erosion? And it goes all along. We're coming up on one of the best instances of it. There's the erosion that Chips Kirschenfeld claimed was going to be solved by the project. Now, you're going to hear at some point, unless I can, head them off at the pass, Chips is going to say, well, the only place that we're having problems are the places that Mel made us open up the project. First of all, it was not me. It was many, many people in the neighborhood who were absolutely dumbfounded and sick about the point that the county was going to leave us with no access points at all in the areas where these projects went in to go out with a kayak, to wade out into the water, to fish beyond the shell piles. And after we strenuously pointed this out to them for a matter of weeks on end daily, they finally conceded and left some openings so that, if you wanted to, say, use your shoreline on Navy Point in any way, you could actually do it. So the way that they cherry pick stuff is they'll come out here and they'll take a picture of this right here in front of an opening, and they will say, oh, see, look, what we really need is more shell piles. But of course, pan back, Kevin. We've just demonstrated that that's not the thing that's needed at all. What's needed is permeable surfaces on our walking path in the high erosion points. We don't need it everywhere, but certainly on the places where it's at an elevation and it rushes down. And then, of course, as the water goes off the path, it carries the ground underneath the path, and then the path crumbles in, and then the county runs out and goes, oh, look, the waves are eroding the shoreline. We need more shell piles. And where was the bench, Kevin? Is this right where that bench that got moved?
Oh, I believe the bench was right in this area right here.
Okay, so show people where the bench got moved.
And that right there was a tree recently.
Yeah.
And there's another tree that's missing right here. This is a bench right here. And then, so this bench had wonderful little placards put all over it from Navy Pointers after a small storm saying, please save this bench, please call us, here's our phone number. We want this bench saved.
So what happened after Sally, folks, was really funny. We have video of a lot of the trees that blew down. Kevin was down out like a storm chaser, pretty much right in the middle of the thing, of the eye wall passing over. Because of course, as bad as Sally was, and it was horrible, we all know it could have been a lot worse. And we have photos of the trees falling over and where a lot of trees were placed along the shoreline. And after the storm, I begged the county to leave those trees along our shoreline. Please let them decompose and become new shoreline. But Underhill had other ideas, and so when cleanup crews should have been getting our roads passable, he whipped people into a lather to come on out here, and one of the very first things that got cleaned up in Escambia County after Hurricane Sally was this shoreline. They were hauling all the trees off the shoreline that had come down because Doug and Chips did not want evidence of how poorly this project had actually done to protect our shoreline, because of course it's not going to do anything in a hurricane. It actually makes it worse, as the coastal engineering report shows. Okay, well, here we go. We might as well just segue right into how this is failing. Do we even bother backtracking on this? I mean,
I don't. We can.
We'll hit that.
We can come back.
Afterwards.
But this, I just couldn't stop for this. Look at.
Repetitive and probably gets tiring to watch because you're like, it's just the same thing over and over. Yeah, it's the same absolute destruction of our shoreline all around the side of the bayou for 2,200 linear feet of our shoreline, completely devastated by the decision of Chips Kirschenfeld, the Natural Resources Director, to not take this project out when they were well aware that it was already failing. And again, don't blame the project manager, Robert Turpin, because nobody under Chips has any autonomy to voice opinions or advise on any decisions that are counter to what Chips thinks needs to happen. Oh, this is great. Here we go. Oh, there was a crab, Kevin. Gee, we never saw crabs on the shoreline before the water went in, before the project
I've eaten blue crabs.
Nice?
I've eaten blue crabs, crab claws off of here
nice?
forever.
Now, is there a single, like, what do you even say? What do you even say? There's a little hermit crab in there. Yeah, that's this project over and over and over again. Oh, here we go. This is fantastic for the grass. Can you get this, Kevin?
Hold up. Should have brought some alcohol.
Here we go. Oh, look, Mel and Kevin staged a bag in here. Aren't we good? Gosh, it's amazing. Yep. Oh, look. Oh, how nice. There's the environment, folks. That's what a living shoreline put in like this can do for your environment. Maybe you could get Chips to put one in out by your house with Urso or one of his other contracting companies. He'll pay to play that all day long. Oh great, Kevin, can you pass through here because this? Oh my God, I didn't realize this section was so bad.
See, every time I put a foot down, I can't tell if I'm going to sink through the oyster shell blender.
Look at this crap. Look, we staged another bag. Look, you guys, aren't we good? I mean, do you know how long it took Kevin and I to sabotage this project so that it could like deteriorate to this. Because make no mistake, the county has not only accused us of sabotaging this project, they also accused me of intentionally cutting my foot on it, my ankle actually, slicing my ankle and taking pictures of it to send to the county. They said that I cut myself to give the project a bad name. Because who could possibly cut themselves on this? Hey Kevin, pan over here for a sec. Pan over here for a sec. Here's another bag. See this, folks? That one has almost nothing, and all of the oyster shells are dumped out.
Oh yeah. Take a moment.
Take over for just a hot minute. I'm just going to take over from Kevin here a minute and go a little bit more quickly. We could keep you guys on a tour of this hot mess. It's all the same. The reason we're trying to capture all of it is we've known that one of the gambits would be to say, oh, well, it's just having problems in one area, but we're gonna take it out piecemeal. Oh, we're gonna do a surgical removal. Maybe they could surgically remove that.
I'm not going to get it.
No, I'm not going to get that one either. We can come back later and get them when we've got gloves on. Oh, gee, here's another one. Kevin, did you stage any bags, empty bags, anywhere else in the grasses that you can remember?
My environmental terrorism only happens when I'm sleepwalking.
Oh, here's another one. That's just 3. Now keep in mind, folks, we pick these things up every day. Oh, here's another one. There's 4. Not bad for a day's take. I mean, we've picked up as much of a dozen. And the thing is, we haven't even had any wave activity out here. Oh, here's 5 and 6. 5 and 6.
This one's still trying to swim away.
Number 5 and 6. Oh, Kevin's got a... Oh, no, wait, Kevin. I got to go get 7. Here's 7. There's bag 7. Can you see it, folks? Oh. Okay, there's bag 7. Where was the swimmer, Kevin? Oh, yeah, these are the ones we call swimmers. They're the ones that are trying to make their way to the shoreline and don't quite get there. Let's see. What kind of oyster activity do we have on this one? Oh, gee. And yes, we will be back to pick this mess up, but we do try to be careful when we're picking them up, because, you know, we got a little Vibrio problem in our water. Oh. I mean, seriously, guys, have you ever... In what universe? Look at this mess. Look at this. As Larry Downs Jr. would say, would you look at that? Oh my God. It's actually gotten worse. So, as you can see, just like with the other ones, not only is the project failing in every inch, but also, look at this. Can you see that? They're like, you know, shark bags trolling the shorelines. Now, please also keep in mind that if Ian, God, those poor people down in Lee County, and no, we have not forgotten about them, but unfortunately, because it created the circumstances to come out here, we had to get this done today because the water is so low. And what Chips will do is just say we exaggerate. You know Mel, she's always seeing monsters under the bed. She just exaggerates everything. And so I'm making my way back through the failed ends of the project. Sorry guys, I know Kevin's better at this, so I'm probably going to hand back to him. You too can have this along your shorelines. Give Chips a call and ask him if Urso is doing this stuff pay to play right now. He bounces that company open and shut because he's not actually supposed to be contracting while he's doing his work at the county, but you know. So from time to time I bang the gong and I say, hey people. Oh, there's a good shot of these bags. The swimmer's just hanging out. I say, hey folks, you know, Chips opened up Urso again, and somebody must say something to him, and so he shuts it back down, and then it'll pop back open. Oh, actually, I forgot. I think he removed himself off the paperwork the last time, but company's still going. So, I'm going to try to do better like Kevin does. Can you guys already see the bags that have fallen off the project? Now keep in mind, those bags would be under 3-4 feet of water, 5 feet sometimes at high tide. When it's high tide, if I were walking out here right now, it would be, you know, up to my chest, sometimes up to my neck, depending. Same thing, different 500-foot pile of ruination. Oh my God. Do you guys see how sad this is? I mean, really, look at that. Look at all of those. What do you even say to a project this stupid? How many years have we been telling the county that this is going on? Oh, no, it's not, Mel. You don't have eyes in your head. Oh, all of you people that don't like this project, you're a parenting fail. You need to take the trade-off of the erosion. And no, you won't. What did Doug say? You will not be able to use this shoreline like you used to. But what a splendid environmental trade-off we got. And you know what? Damn, folks. Kevin and I had meant to be a lot more politic about this, but my God, when the water went out today and we could see, we haven't been able to see how bad it's actually been since last winter. Because that's when you start getting these effects of, you don't hopefully often get the effect of a storm coming through, sucking the water out, but it happens more often than you'd think here in the bayou. But in the wintertime, when the tide recedes, that's when every year, year in and year out, we have documented how bad this project is. We have shared it with the county, and they have laughed up their sleeves and told us that we don't know what we're talking about. Oh, God. And keep in mind, I just skipped all along the shoreline. I don't know, maybe I'll walk back along the shoreline and document what bags are up in those grasses. slow-mo here for a bit. Close up. How bad are these bags going to be next winter if we do not get this project out of the water now? It is the perfect time for removal. It went in the wintertime. And no, Mr. Kirshenfeld, it did not go in with the bulk of the project in the spring of, what did you say, 2018? In your final report? That was a lie, of course. You guys started in-water work before you even had your commencement filed. Then, of course, you made your staff backdate and file a fraudulent permit. God. Here we go. And on and on and on it goes. And I'm going to walk fast now, because the only thing that really, I mean, I don't think at this point now the county could say that there is any portion of this project that is not failing. I mean, God knows they still might try. Well, this one looks good. Yeah, it's only got the bags that are like on the very corner busted open and spilling. Oh, well, we got this. You know, we got that. It's only got, this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bags escaping off of its edges. But what, this is the probably the place where people can truly understand the devastating erosion effects that a project like this done improperly can have. Because that's the end of the project. Now, mind you, they were going to continue this project all the way down to the boat ramp. So just where that point juts out there, and if memory serves, I don't know, I'd have to look at the quote-unquote design again, but it was supposed to go for some lengths beyond this. And they ran out of shells, and, you know, when I said something about it, they lied and said that they didn't run out of any shells. But then, of course, they had to put in paperwork for an extension to NIFWIF saying that they had run out of shells. Look at the erosion that happens where this project lets out. This is what happens when you just slam breakwaters down nilly-willy and say, oh, well, it's oyster shells. It's natural. It's natural materials that are supposed to be here, so we're not going to have the problems that, like, oh, here we go. I don't know one. I'm sure I've passed through a bunch of them, but look at this. Do you see this ledge starting? Okay, look where the project lets off. I'm panning evenly, right? Oh, gee, look, right where the project lets off, we have this erosion line. And as you can see, it continues down the shore. That erosion line starts, that ledge starts right where the project lets off. So I'm just, hey Butta, let's go catch up with Kevin. Just gonna walk quickly along the shore so people can see this stinking, dangerous, pointless dumpster fire on a runaway freight train mess. bag back there. Is there anything else you think we need to point out, Kevin? Look at all the bags in the water, folks. So maybe now with these videos, when we provide the documentation of the literal dozens of bags that we have picked up and saved over the past few months when this project has really just started to come unglued, more people will believe us, because I can't imagine that anyone could look at these videos and think that Kevin and I could possibly stage this. Oh, jeez. Just hit some silt. Can you see the bags, folks? Just from this vantage point, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are just sitting on the sandy bottom, sticking up out of the water. And when this water comes back in, you're not going to look down and see those, nor are you going to look down and see all of the shells. Look at what's left in these bags that can still spill out onto our shoreline. All of this is going to break. It's already in the process of breaking. If it does not get taken out now, our shoreline is ruined forever, and God forbid that we get an Ian or an Ivan or a Sally with a little bit more wind speed. All of those bags are going to be through these people's windows. They're going to be everywhere, because they're already everywhere.